go into your own meditation, open your hearts, because we're really going to be talking today about opening our hearts to this new transition that is going to be happening as we move into 2026. So we'll be right with you.
Well, that was fast. I already had them printed up. I already have them. I have a template. I just had to even print. I thought I had some at home. Seven prints today.
So I will start.
I'll do it.
Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Here we are. Small but mighty. All right. Reverend Carsten, would you come and open us in prayer?
As we come together today, both these beautiful souls here in person, and I like connecting with each and everyone's eyes today, beautiful. And those at home watching us or watching us later as this is repeated on YouTube. Let's all close our eyes, take a breath, and move into the I center, whatever that means for you. And as you breathe into that I space, open to the idea that the I space connects with both versions of the eyes, our physical eyes and the I that is the sense of self, the awareness, that presence that is in you right here, right now. Feel that downward pull of gravity. Feel it drawing in the next breath. And let yourself fall into that I center, your personal space within. And in that space, feel the presence that you are. the power that moves through you with each breath, and your ability to focus that power. We're focusing it now within, and just notice how peaceful and powerful it feels to be present here, now, in this moment, as that I self. Feel the breath supporting you as it moves in and out, whether you're thinking about it or not. That breath is saying yes to you. So let that yes resonate through every cell and every system of your body, opening your heart, recognizing that this is a new, fresh beginning, as each breath and each moment is. We release the past, we open to the present, we let the future take care of itself, and we allow ourselves to be here now. Open, excited, and ready for what's next. Amen.
That was lively. So I just need to comment that your opening prayer was about the eye, and Sarah has her eye shawl on. I don't know if you've noticed Sarah's eye shawl.
A little synchronicity.
All right, let's say our affirmation together, which is on the left-hand side of the bulletin. I'll say it once, then we'll say it 3 times together. I live the truth I know.
I
live the truth I know. I live the truth I know. I live the truth I know. And our mission statement on the right-hand side: to love, to serve, to awaken, love. Love spirit, ourselves, and the world. Awaken, serve. The beauty of the Christ is expressed through service to one another. Awaken. We are one as God. Each of us is here to awaken to our divine potential. We seek to transform our hearts by the renewing of our minds, knowing with God all things are possible. And our vision statement together: Unity of Richmond, East Bay is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Following the path of Jesus and other spiritual teachers, we use emerging wisdom to cultivate a closer walk with spirit, humankind, and ourselves. And a reading from today's daily word. The word for the day is peace. Perfect peace dwells within me and all beings. As I prepare for a fuller experience of my divinity this Advent season, I turn my attention to cultivating peace of mind and heart. This inner preparation invites me to look beyond my circumstances and attune to the deeper harmony that underlies all creation. Whether I'm in a busy city or a calming natural setting, I trust that each day will dawn in perfect alignment with the heavenly bodies of the cosmos. Likewise, whether I feel anxious or calm, I trust heavenly peace is within me. Aware of my peaceful nature, I choose thoughts, words, and actions that honor my spiritual self. My presence restores calm in chaos and invites serenity to ease distress. My tranquil demeanor magnifies the peace of God. And from the Colossians, now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times, in all ways. The Lord be with all of you.
Today we're going to sing 201 from Winged Song, Peace, Wonderful Peace.
Lady and green girl.
Okay. Lots of love in this room today. Lots of love. Okay, so we're going to say our prayer and meditation statement together now on the right-hand side. There is only one presence and one power active in my life, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in your life, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in unity of Richmond East Bay, God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence and one power active in the world today, God the good, omnipotent. Amen. And now, Pastor Carsten will come and give us his spiritual message, Finding Your Eye.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, it's so wonderful each Sunday to be able to get up here and speak after we say that affirmation. One power, one presence, because it helps me move through any anxiety or performance stuff. You know, even though I've been doing this for years and I've been a singer, a dancer, an actor, a performer, that stuff comes up. And I've learned to really own it as the divine energy or the divine life force or the divine presence and power that is saying, you care about this. You care about standing up there and connecting with people and giving the message. And you're aware that there's energy coming towards you. So it really is connecting with energy. I'm excited today because it's the first Sunday in December, and we are in a powerful, powerful holy month, right? These are the holy days, as they call them, the holidays. And of course, that term comes from holy days. It means it's special. It means there's something magic happening. So it's not only the Christmas time celebrating the birth of, you know, the blossoming of unity, which came through the powerful teachings of Jesus the Christ, which we look at as one of our most powerful spiritual teachers who came to the planet. We also recognize that what Christ's message was not that there's some magic thing up there that if we do everything right, we're going to get up there. His message was that that divinity is within each of us. So he really was confronting the blossoming consciousness or awareness that was blossoming in humanity. Right?
Yes.
They were still involved in kind of what we call the survival of the fittest or whatever, which isn't necessarily the truth of what's going on out there, but it was all who can get there first, who can protect their family, who can survive, right? There was a lot of survival energy going on. But then the consciousness began to grow, and we were taking that fight, flight, survival of the fittest consciousness in ways that we could see, not just Jesus, but many teachers before him could see that there's another way to go. It's not me against them. It's how do we come together in a harmonious place, right? And so I believe what Jesus was teaching was that we need to have our focus be on finding that harmonious place within. Why? Because when we're in that energy, it doesn't matter really what we choose to do or what we choose to say. We are allowing that vibration, that energy to flow into the world. And as we do that, that energy, that experience is reflected back by the world. So what Jesus was doing was really allowing us to start really becoming conscious co-creators with Spirit by expanding our understanding of who we are and why we came here. So take a moment to breathe into that. So who we are, what did he tell us? We are eternal beings who are here to express and experience the truth of that one power, that one presence with it, which is expressing uniquely through each of us. So who we are is that eternal being. And why we're here, what was he telling us? Why are we here? That's up to you. That's the gift that he was giving us. He was empowering us. And to simply put, he said, you're here to express love and to experience love yourself. But that's a big concept, right? And because we all have a unique idea of how that is or what that looks like, with a lot of different options, stuff going on in here and stuff going on out there, how do we navigate? So that's the gift of our unity teachings. We start each week, before I come up here, one power, one presence, active in my life, active in your life, and active in the world at large. Take a moment to really own that. That's a huge statement that confronts so much of the error thinking out there. One power, one presence, active in my life, active in your life, and active in the world at large. That means on one core level, there's really nothing to be fixed. There's nothing going wrong. So let me see what I've written here, because I can start talking and then never get to this stuff. There is more life in the deep sea than anywhere else on earth. David Attenborough said that in one of the things I was watching, and I was like, wow. And then, if you're watching those programs, they show you that blossoming life. So when we recognize that we are connected with everything, which is what not only Jesus was teaching in his own way in trying to relate to the consciousness back then, we have evolved in 2,000 years. And I was talking with Margaret this week about moving forward into this new year and really coming up with a fresh vision and how do we see unity blossoming forward. And we were pretty clear that it wasn't just about going back to those original teachings, which are powerful and wonderful, or pulling in all the stuff from the Bible. It is also gathering other information, recognizing that there's so much evolution that is going on now, and so many different avenues. Lenora's oneness, what Jyoti Ma talked about last week with the 13 grandmothers and what they're focusing on. So much information that is all saying the same thing in different ways, that we're all connected, that there is a powerful evolving energy moving through us. We heard it in the Daily Word today, didn't we? They talked about the cosmos and these heavenly bodies out there that are affecting our energy. There's a divine energy here going on. And we human beings, in my view, have gotten lost in the problem solver consciousness, and that somehow we have to fix something in here or out there or both, right? And so if you're like me, you spend a lot of time doing that and worrying about other people, what other people are doing, thinking you know best about that, looking at the world at large, thinking, oh my God, look what's going on, this is horrible, we've got to do something to fix it. One power, one presence activated in my life, your life, and the world at large. Things shift when you can do that, and it can be a challenge because out there in the world, its job is not to fit into what you think it should be. It's out there, all the different choices and the infinite possibilities to help you choose what works for me. So nothing is going wrong out there. The things that I used to call wrong, I'm now saying thank you for helping me be clear about what I want to focus on and where I want to put my energies. Right? We can get pulled into the political arena, and it's not that we don't vote or we do things that feel consistent with who we are, but we trust that that's a playground that many other consciousnesses are playing with and learning many, many different lessons. We don't know what those lessons are. We don't know what their soul choices are. And we don't know what looks like negative out there, what it would look like in the big picture. Right? But let's bring it down to the I. That idea of all that life moving out of the ocean and part of the evolution, that is all within us. Do we realize that when we breathe into our body, we're connecting with the entire evolution of the universe? You know, the scientists told us, you know, back in, I think, the 50s or 60s, maybe before then, that we are all made of star stuff. So we have that within ourselves. And here's what I wrote down. It's interesting how I decided to talk about something, and I keep getting all this information where it's like, oh, that can fit into the talk. There are approximately 30 trillion cells in our bodies. And there are 100 trillion cells in each atom. I mean, yeah, in each cell has that many atoms. So remember a couple weeks ago we talked about Adam and the biblical interpretation of Adam and Eve? Well, on one level, that's kind of what they were talking about, the consciousness, the blossoming awareness of what humanity is, or not just humanity, because everyone has cells. Everything that we see here is made up of atoms. So it was that divine consciousness as it blossoms in our physical time-space reality. We're connected. Look at our breath. This thing that's visible stuff in this room that spreads through the whole planet, we share it. And our energy, our vibrations move through it constantly, so we truly are all connected. And what I like to look at is English, because it's such an interesting language, right? And that's how I came up with my talk title today. Finding your I/I/I self. So it's the I's and the sense of I. And then the subtitle is, There's No Place Like Home. And when I came up with it, I thought of Glenda, the Good Witch, especially in the Whiz version of it, where Lena Horne tells Diana Ross, home is not a place where you eat or you sleep. Home is knowing your mind, your heart, and your courage. Right? So it's the connection between that heart self, the intellect kind of understanding or the consciousness of it, and what is our courage? What is the courage? And I thought about that. Our courage is our ability to choose. Our ability to choose. Because choosing means you're stepping into the unknown always. And the ego always wants to know what it is. And that's what causes a lot of problems, because we're always trying to not only control the moment, we're trying to control how the future unfolds. Our unity teachings, which goes very often to faith and trust, allows us to let go of the need to know. So there's the I's and the I, and then there's the here and the here, right? Hearing and being here. And I've noticed that some of my most powerful meditations come from when I stop and I'm willing to just listen to whatever's happening. Do that for a moment. Close your eyes and tune into not only the ambient sounds in the room, but that sound that is always present underneath it. I call it the sound of silence, or the spiritual teachers call it the sound of the universe. Sometimes we can hear it as an actual hum or a sound. I think that's a lot of what the diagnosis of tinnitus is. People have evolved to the point where they're tuning in so they can sometimes actually hear that vibration of the universe. And then the other word is know and now, right? It's basically the same words, it's got a K in front of it. So once again, that word about knowing come into the now, and we open to that knowing, that deep knowing that is beyond understanding, that deep peace that is beyond understanding. Knowing is the experience, and it's always happening now. And then we have the word am, which I don't know why it came up in my meditation when I was thinking about these words, but then I realized, am, what is that close to? I realized it was kind of close to om. Am, om. And we talk a lot, I've done talks about the I am. And the I am, when we think about the sense of self, the I self and the I self, it is about I am. I am here. And the Om, the spiritual teachers talk about how the Om is the vibration that brings the entire universe into focus. And one of the meditations I used to do quite regularly, and I'm going to bring you into it right now, is a simple repeating of a mantra, which is, I am here now in this. I am here now in this. I am here now in this. And as you begin to, or as I began to repeat it, I don't know what's going to happen for you, but as I began to repeat it, I began to expand into this. Because we have an idea of what this is, but when we start to use those powerful words, I, here, now, in this, our experience of this begins to expand. We realize we're not just this body. I can actually sense myself expanding and almost the body disappearing. Anyone have that experience when you're meditating, where you feel the body kind of disappear and you're just in that kind of floaty place? Anyone meditate to the point where you're in meditation, you totally forget where you are, you forget about that sense of being grounded in a time and space on earth? Well, it's been happening to me more and more often, and it's funny because when it happened this past week, as I was working on this talk, this fear came in. What if I can't get back to a place that I know? Very scary. And then it happened again as I was watching a movie where someone was lost. They'd lost their memory and they didn't know where they were. It's like, ooh, I tuned into that. And so it's partly, for me, remembering that and opening to the two spaces, recognizing that that's part of our earth experience, being able to expand our awareness that we can be here now in this and have an awareness in the human body, knowing where we are, connected with this, but have an awareness of that grander expansion, of that support that's always around us. Because when I feel that and when I'm in that, I recognize that this free-floating anxiety that my therapists have always talked about isn't there. I mean, I've gotten so used to that I think of it as normal. When it's not there, it can feel very almost scary, but not really scary because I've developed the practice of meditating, of going within. I've looked at these concepts that expand my belief and make me begin to open to a greater understanding of who I am. It is that trust and faith that we talk about. And it also helps me step back a little bit from what's happening out there and begin to develop that witness self. And I think that's a big part of discovering, first of all, focusing on that I center, connecting it with who you are and what the grand picture is, because we're eternal beings. The other thing that came up for me was where is it? Recognizing that when we're looking at ourselves and different things that are happening that we maybe don't understand intellectually, or certain things in life, or even more importantly, perhaps, the loved ones in our life. Because, we've found unity, we're here with these unity teachings, and it's made a big difference in our lives. And when we look at someone else who is, from our point of view, having a struggle or going through a difficult time, it's easy to think we need to fix them or there's something wrong, or, we can spend a lot of time being pulled down into their lower vibration because we think somehow we need to make things different for them. And the thing that came up for me was multi-life lessons. And it's helpful because I can focus it on myself too, because there's still certain things that have happened in my life or certain things that I go, why did that happen? And I can go into that old punishment. Oh my God, I'm being punished. That old, victim thing, right? We could all go into that. And so it helped me kind of look at the victimizer energy. And I think sometimes we need to have a life where we are activating that victim consciousness and feeling what that feels like. And maybe we need to have another life where we're the victimizer, where we do it to somebody else. And maybe both those things happen in a single life, right? It helps you recognize that, wow, there is something beyond victim and victimizer. And when we can understand it for ourselves and also recognize that multidimensional quality of who we are, many, many different lives that on one level are happening simultaneously, right? Isn't that what the quantum scientists are telling us? And the intellectual mind may not be able to conceive of that, but just musing on it helps you step back and let go of your need to control, because you start to recognize there's more going on here that I'm perhaps meant to understand. Remember anyone who came to see the play, or I think I talked about as well, that veil of forgetfulness they talk about? That's the soul's choice when we come, and we choose to forget. And our life is really about remembering. That's our spiritual journey. And not only remembering, but in the remembering, recognizing that we are also here to expand consciousness, to expand what we call God. I saw another talk this week that was very powerful, where someone asked a spiritual teacher, why is there evil in the world? Why did God create evil? And the teacher simply said, well, if God couldn't create evil, then he wouldn't be God. God is everything. And so everything out there needs to be possible. Because in that same talk, this person talked about, that's why people who decide to come in and experience an earth incarnation, are brave souls. Because this is a powerful learning space, right? There's deep pain and strong uncomfortable emotions and, the feeling of loss and all these things that we talk about. But it allows us to experience the polarity that's on the other side of that, which is the joy, the expansion, the choices, and the growth that can happen through navigating, unspeakable evil and, unspeakable bliss. And finding the middle space. And also tuning into what's so important, been so important for my journey, is Jesus' simple teaching, this too shall pass. Huge part of our human experience. And for me, it's helped me recognize that not every day is going to be wonderful and blissful with a lot of energy. Part of our human experience is we need the downtime. We need to acknowledge that. And a lot of what's been challenging for me moving through my life, and I've learned to navigate it, is collective consciousness idea that you're always supposed to be happy and moving forward. You got to be up at 9, be at work 9 to 5. The whole way the society is set up doesn't acknowledge that we have these inner rhythms. And to me, that's why my cat is so helpful. Yesterday, I wasn't sure everyone get to that point where you're doing what's next, you're being the human doing, and then all of a sudden something opens up and you've got some free time, and it's like, oh, what do I do now? I've got free time. So yeah, and I was feeling really good in doing everything I was doing yesterday, preparing for the talk, sending out my newsletter, doing the things that helps me connect with this community, which feels good. And then I had an opening space, and I thought, well, I can go for a walk, but it's really kind of cold outside today. And so I looked at Max, who was curled up in the center of the bed, and I thought, I'm just going to lie down next to Max. I lay down and had perhaps one of the most peaceful, blissful, I'm not sure it was a nap, because I'm not sure I totally fell asleep, but I lay there with Max, and I totally felt him. Each breath and his purr as my divine guardian angel. It was like this being is here purposefully for me. And I was aware that my heart was pounding. And I had a very powerful I'm going to call it a knowing, because that's what it felt like at that point. Because there was part of me when I felt my heart pounding, going, oh God, am I having a heart attack? But then very quickly that higher voice came in and said, no, you are harmonizing with your guardian angel, because as soon as you had that thought, that made it a truth. That opened a channel to that connection. And then I had the awareness, the knowing that how many heart attacks are caused by the misunderstanding of what's happening with our heart center. I heard Greg Braden talking about 6 months ago, and he's done a lot. He's a quantum scientist who was hired by the space program to do all that space stuff. So he's very highly, left brain. Has a lot of that intelligence, but he also has been on a spiritual journey, and he talks about the heart mind. And what he said was, the doctors don't understand what's going on with our heart. They're all trying to get everyone into what they think is the normal heart rhythm. And he said, we're not here to be normal. We're here to be unique and evolve in our own different ways. And the heart isn't meant to have a natural breath. As it's tuning into the energy and the evolving person, it will flutter sometimes. It will do this. And if you begin listening to it, it might give you an idea of what's going on out there, right? But if you've been programmed that your heart's going, doctors told you about this heart rhythm or whatever, and you're always sending negative energy to your heart if it ever beats too much, and you begin to panic if that thing comes in, that may cause the death, because that panic may say, this is too much, and I'm jumping out of the body. I don't know if that's true. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. But I do know that the medical community is evolving, and it needs to evolve and catch up with our spirituality. Just turn on the TV and watch those commercials and look at the political situation. It's all about healthcare, healthcare, healthcare. And healthcare basically is about sick care, isn't it? It's about sick care. It's advancing that belief that our bodies are machines and they're just going to break down unless you're constantly trying to fix it and preparing for what could go wrong, you're not going to be okay. And so based on some blood test, when you feel fine, they say, oh no, you're pre-diabetic or this, and you got to start taking this statin or this, I've talked to so many people who say, I felt fine before I was diagnosed with this, and well, how's the medication helping? Oh, it makes me feel worse. So it brings me to that thing, if nothing's broke, don't try to fix it. And I'm not a doctor, I don't play one on TV, so trust your own beliefs, because beliefs are a huge part of it. If you believe the doctor's going to help you, and there's a lot of helpful information out there, but as we talk about the I self today, and that sense of I, it really is about really practicing and encouraging your own autonomy, your own connection with your spirit, your inner intuition and guidance, and being willing to try things, recognizing that on one level you can't make a wrong choice, because you can always choose again. And if you've made it as far as pretty much everyone here has, because I can see there's no babies here, then you've had a lot of life experiences that are positive, that have gotten you here. So it's trusting that, and it's trusting that there's always more. Since I've got I don't have my phone with me, and I can't check the times, can someone remind me of what time it is? 10 up. All right, so we've got to finish there. I didn't get to a lot of this stuff, but I want to end with another meditation, allowing us to go within. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath, and once again, let's move into that I space, our physical eyes, breathing into whatever that I center is in your mind. And as you breathe in the next few breaths, let that I center move down and activate your I self, recognizing you're not just that part of you that sits up in the brain looking out through your eyes, you're also connected to that listening throat, that feeling heart that moves into your solar plexus, which is able to transform and transmute the, quote, negative energies into that heart balance, into that place in the heart where we can trust the not knowing, where we can trust the breath and what it tells us, that whether we're thinking about it or not, there is an energy that is beyond our understanding that is drawing in this invisible substance. So we're supposed to be here. Mother Earth is holding us here powerfully and lovingly. And so we acknowledge that we're also part of this Mother Earth, and this Mother Earth is part of this solar system with all these other planets floating around this bright ball of light. And that bright ball of light is feeding us energy every day. It feeds all the plants and the life on the planet. It affirms that sun that we are part of and family with every living being and every consciousness on the planet. And then as we expand into that conscious understanding of the universe, we recognize that the seasons and our journey around the sun is not stagnant, it is flowing us forward. So there's a divine energy that is evolving us, and as we move into this holy season, this December month of holy days, we recognize that the reason they moved Christmas to this time is because it resonated with the ancient practices of some of the prehistoric civilizations who honored the solstice, that time when it seemed they began to fear, when consciousness developed, that, oh my God, the sun is disappearing, it's here less and less time each day. So they began doing ceremonies to affirm that, yes, it does begin to come back. Something new is happening, a new chapter, a new possibility, a new offering. So what I want you to open to now, and we're going to be moving through this for the next couple of weeks as we move towards the solstice and our beautiful concert that we're going to be doing in our potluck on the 21st. I want you to open to the possibility, because this is other information I've been getting, that 2026 is going to be a year of major awakening and evolution. On one channel, I heard them talking about we're going to make conscious contact with those other civilizations that are out there, and I've been hearing that a lot. So let yourself in, maybe that's them calling right now. So let's let ourselves, because I think most of us believe that there probably is other civilizations, perhaps more advanced than us, that are out there. And what if we really are ready? What if we have evolved just naturally without our conscious ego doing, evolved to the point where that is about to happen? Contact with other civilizations who are bringing us new, fresh information about how we as a human family can begin to come together in the nurturing of our Earth Mother and of our life here. What if we really are ready for real transformation, personally and globally? And let's focus on this community right here in this meditation space. We see that it's a small group here, but yet it's a small, powerful, potent group, and that's one of the things I love about this community, is it has that family feel. And we're ready now to see how we're going to evolve into the new year. We have I'll give all this in the announcements, but for right now, just let your heart open to the possibilities. Let's acknowledge that this December is primed to be maybe the most potent and powerful and joyful and opening December we've ever experienced. Let's acknowledge that this community and what we're experiencing here is a powerful, loving, evolving community. And we open to spirit for ourselves personally, for our community here at large. We acknowledge our co-community, the co-spiritual group that is here, the Seventh-day Adventists. And as we breathe in this here now, I, self, we recognize that connection. We recognize that we, right here, right now, are the presence and the power. And what I want you to feel now is that that power is not a power over anything. It is a power that connects beautifully and harmoniously with that experience of peace. It is a power that is in the knowing of our divine connection. That on one level nothing can go wrong, that the support is always there. And it opens us to that thing that Jesus said, that as a child within will lead us. So we tune into that spontaneous, creative, joyful part of ourselves that was born with an open heart, without fear, with a trust in life, knowing that that energy is still within us, that it is ready to blossom anew in this new season, and that we come together here to share that divine energy, and that we are blessed. We are blessed. Say that together. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. And we now are ready and willing to take that blessing out into the world and experience how it evolves moving forward. And together we sing the Lord's Prayer.
selection, I chose Naga hymn, O Come, O Come, O Emmanuel. How many of you remember singing that in Christmas holiday? So most of you are familiar with the melody. It actually comes from, some say the 9th century, some say the 13th century, but very old carol. So even this generation of it.
Thank you, Marilyn, that was beautiful. Thank you, Richard. So we have come to that time in the service where we're going to bless our tithes and offerings. So take your offering and put it in your left hand and cover it with your right. Yeah, is that right? And together we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. For by the Lord of love, I prosper right now.
When?
Right now.
So we take in these gifts as divine seeds that we know will blossom in new and fresh ways that we can't even imagine for ourselves individually, for our community right here, right now, and for the world at large. And I'd like to, in this moment, just imagine that these seeds are also blossoming in a way so that we evolve where money is no longer necessary, where the connection is so organic and so free that everyone has what they need and doesn't have to bargain and knows their worth, and money doesn't become a way of measuring who's worth more than someone else. We see that now, we feel it, and we know this or something better is on the way.
Amen.
Amen.
And in that knowing, we open our hearts to the possibility and we say, thank you, thank you, God. Amen.
It is so.
Okay, is somebody going to do announcements today?
Get him up.
Lots going on here at Unity of Richmond East Bay. Number one, we're really designating this month as a powerful transition into new possibilities, a powerful evolution. So I invite each of you to own that for yourself, because really what we are here at Unity is each of you individually coming into your own divine awareness and expression of what that looks like. Recognize, and I invite each of you to open to this in a new way moving forward this week, that we are all together moving in this week. So look around and see who's going to move through this week with you in that divine vibration of unity, connection, peace, harmony, compassion. So next week we'll be talking about intention, which is moving us towards our concert on the 21st, where I will also be doing a powerful process about the dark night of the soul, because it will be the solstice. I'm going to give you something to take into that evening and to bring into your sleep time with you, because it's a powerful time that's happening cosmically that we can own and focus through our own intentions moving forward. And then Reverend Brock will be our guest speaker on the final Sunday, which I'm looking forward to. And then moving into the next year, we have planned to have our annual meeting on the third Sunday. And we'll be preparing for that as we move forward. But what I want people to do is reach out. Let people know that maybe you haven't seen for a while, or longtime members we haven't seen for a while. Let them know that we want their input for this annual meeting, so we can really come up with a shared vision about this, our community moving forward. We want more going on here. This place sits empty so much during the week. We've talked about a karaoke night. We've talked about so many different things, and a fashion show. There's so many things that we can do, but we need your input and your creativity. So be willing to look at that. And please feel free to speak to me after the service or connect with me. If you're on my newsletter, you have a ability to reach me. You can always reach me through here. So speak to me, speak to Margaret, speak to April if she's here, but she hasn't been here that often. But also, the thing that we're going to be doing next week, I'm glad I remember this, is we're going to be doing a group re-membershiping. So we're part of us, we're not sure as who's actual members of the church and who isn't, but whoever is here next week, and this goes for people watching us, if you want to renew your membership or if you want to become a member, you simply need to show up next week. We'll be talking some of the Unity basic principles which you need to understand to be members, but if you're coming, you really do already understand them. And we will initiate you as members, which will also give you the option, if you choose and if it's something you want to sometime be a board member and to really work with some of the other aspects of the church. And what I will share is that giving your time and talent to the church, along with your tithe, which we greatly appreciate, but that's another way to give to the church. And when you give to a spiritual community with an open heart, the benefits come back 10, 20, 100-fold. We call it seva in some of my other organizations, and it is a spiritual practice. So think about what and how you can give to the church, and if you want to renew your membership, please be here next week. And you know, if you're watching it on YouTube, you can't make it here, you'll be initiated as a member as well. And I think oh, it's birthday Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And who's got a birthday today?
Birthday Sunday.
Who's got a birthday this month?
Barbara.
Barbara, thank you, Barbara.
Here we go.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbara. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now.
it's so good to have
I
you.
usually wake up
So that they
rather
can,
than
it sounds a bit like a,
much better for us. Yeah.
yeah.
This is self-medication from the doctor.
Oh, well, I take it back.
Well, maybe it's partly because it's relieving the pain or whatever. It's really allowing you to do what your body needs to do. But breathing here,
At 9:30 in the morning.
right?
She's how old? She's 22.
Well, Earl, my friend, he's a freak now. He like falls asleep anytime, whatever, got some free time, he's like, he's tired, he'll just lay down and fall asleep, and I learned that. That it's okay, you don't have to, I don't want to sleep in my bed. Like, I'm not sure what's next, and that sounds good. So, I just, before we evolved here we are now, we could go outside. We were a bunch of gatherers. I learned this years ago when I took anthropology class. And when the teacher shared that in the early hunter-gatherer communities, they only work for 15 years. And the rest was leisure time. And I remember.
I get to see multiple times before your birthday, and that just affirmed that, so that I thank
Then
you.
we're really not involved.
Okay.
We had a whole time left, but I was serious. Well, but it's all about protecting ourselves and planning for the future, and that's why all these people, all these billionaires out there,
So this is
never
a
can get
use,
enough control of power, so there's all this fear about the future, because nobody really knows. And that's what
Okay,
we're
you
doing.
can learn that you're civic.
And then the convene came in and,
You spread it out over several days.
got rid of the people
I
who
sometimes
didn't
remove the
really
sparkling
want
water.
to.
And a cocktail, a mocktail, you will last
That's
for.
what we're the place talked about,
It's not jams.
Lady Harrison was
Apple
this,
cider
was
vinegar.
she was a
Apple
teacher,
cider
who did
vinegar.
fire, and she was teaching us that
That's straight
concept.
apple cider vinegar
Part of
butter
which-
that's been steeped in all of these herbs,
Part of which
spices
was about saying,
for about 6 weeks.
America, the United States really wants to evolve, we need to bring in not only people from the indigenous communities,
It's true.
Thank you so much. So thoughtful.
Their understanding of our nature and everything. As we do that, what's that mean? So,
And that's true, and look, so many political factors.
How was your trip, Marilyn?
It was very good.
Wonderful.
The only thing I complain about is the airplane is so cramped.
Oh, yeah.
When you go for 5 hours or 6 hours on this
We
plane,
need to develop lists, or maybe we already have a list or before.
Yeah, they shrunk the space.
very uncomfortable on the
Yeah.
legs. But Maryland and the family thing was great.
Not Maryland.
It was really fun to, first I had one of the kind of see our family.
Oh, that's lovely.